I can't move my legs today. It's a problem. I get too overly ambitious at the gym. Now I can't move. Going to the gym first thing this morning. I usually go to the gym at night because it's less crowded and I feel like it's a really good way to wind down before going to bed. But I have a lot to do today, so I don't want to be interrupted. I have a feeling I'm going to be working until pretty late, so I'm going to take care of this now so I definitely get it in. I was thinking about what to talk about for today's vlog, and I think I'm going to go there today and talk about dating. Dun, dun, dun. Because it is such a significant chapter, not only in my entrepreneurial story, but as my story of just like me as a person and me in my 30s and being single, thought I'd talk about it. Dating. So I remember back in like April, May, when I first embarked on this journey, I was in such a state of like renaissance and awakening to this new world of me being an artist, a creator, an entrepreneur, and just like what that meant. And I don't think I could even really fully explain how earth-shattering that was for me, just because this honestly wasn't a path I never thought I even considered, and I say that all the time. But dating was something that was a very, I don't know, not harsh, but very like obvious reminder of the life I had walked away from, like where a woman's success is almost kind of based on the boyfriend or the fiance or the husband, and at what age does she get married, and does that person support them financially, and where are they in their career, and all of these things. Like I walked away from that, and that's why dating really hasn't been a priority, just because I've discovered this other thing, this huge other thing that I think a lot of people don't typically experience, which has been so far greater than any love I've ever known. At the same time, I can't deny the fact that I am a 31-year-old woman. So yes, like I have human needs, I crave human connection, and sometimes I just love for someone to hold me every now and then. So there have been guys ever since I decided to start this journey, but as a general rule, I do not prioritize dating. I don't prioritize dating for 5 specific reasons, which I'm going to outline for you guys in this video. So here we go. Number 1, personal experience. So this whole journey has been such a personal experience for me, and I am so proud of that, because in the past, to give you a little background about me, I was always in like very long-term relationships. I can't even like remember really a time where I was single for like a decent amount of time. I was always like someone's girlfriend for at least like 2.5, 3 years. And I liked that. Like I loved being a girlfriend. Like all this creativity that you guys see would be dedicated to my boyfriend. I would just constantly come up with ideas of like, what I should get them for gifts, or like trips and weekend getaways and stuff like that. Like I just loved being a girlfriend so much. But for Sharespark and my journey as an entrepreneur and a vlogger and discovering all these things about myself, I'm just really proud of the fact that this entire experience, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be where I am without a lot of people in my life. but a lot of it was because of me. Like if I didn't actually, you know, take someone's advice to heart, or, you know, tell myself to hang in there, or, you know, come to this new idea or whatever, like if it weren't for myself and my own strength to just keep going and my belief in myself, like none of this would happen. And I just love the fact that the only person that I can attest that to is me. You know, like I can't say, oh, because of this guy or because of this thing, like, you know, I wouldn't be here. And like I said again, you know, I want to make it clear that there's definitely a lot of people who have helped me, but like at the end of the day, I'm the one building this thing, and I'm just so thankful and proud of myself that, you know, that I'm the one who did this. Like I am the one who's been, you know, putting in the work day in and day out, just me. And it's just, you know, coming from being like a professional girlfriend where I'm constantly like supporting someone else, and a lot of my success is the success of my significant other. Like it's such a great feeling where my success is truly my own. And I don't know, I haven't had that before, I guess. This is the longest for sure I've been single. I forgot to say that. It's been like 3 years since I've been single. So, all right. Reason number 2, vulnerability. So going off of number 1, when you open up to someone and they give you support and encouragement and they listen, I feel like, especially for me in the state that I'm in, it's almost like addicting to have that like validation, but that can quickly turn into approval. You know, it's like for my friends and family and connections and stuff, I'm still very much at the point where, like, you know, I will take everyone's advice and their perspective and still be able to, at the end of the day, just be like, okay, thank you so much for that, but I still believe in what I believe, and I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna do this the way that I see is the best way to do it. When it comes to a boyfriend though, I'm comparing this to like when I had my boyfriends, but like their opinion meant so much to me. It was almost like I couldn't do anything until they understood why I was doing it. And so I feel like that's like a vulnerability, you know, like I don't want to have that. I think now that I've just come so far since I've been a girlfriend, I don't think I would let that happen. But also, like, you know, I don't want to have to depend on anybody to get some like emotional need fulfillment. I only want to be able to depend on myself for what I truly need to get through this. If there's a guy who could like make me laugh, or, you know, surprise me and make me feel like, you know, these positive feelings, then that's great. You know, that would be awesome. But, you know, there's this line that I don't want to cross where it's like, I need you. You know, I don't want to have to like need anybody but myself. Like I don't know if that's selfish or what, but because I'm still in the middle of building this, I'm so far from where I want to be, so far, you know. And I want to be able to focus. I want this to be the single priority. Number 3, creativity. So I've been saying this a lot lately. I have ADHD, and discovering that I had ADHD was new as of my entrepreneurial journey. Actually, I went 30 plus years going like my whole life not knowing I had ADHD. I just thought that this was normal. Like it didn't even occur to me that, you know, I was the weird one. But I mean, I always knew I was weird. I just didn't actually know that there was like a diagnosis for it. But anyway, with ADHD, you know, ideas will fly at me from everywhere. Like I could just like walk down the street and I'll have 20 ideas. It's very hard to turn off that. But when there's a guy involved, like I can get fixated on things. So yes, like ideas will like hit me everywhere I look. But also like if I decide to do something, I go all in. Like it's very hard for me not for my entire world to shift and like optimize to like accomplish this thing that I've set out, you know. And I mean, you could look back at my life and there's just so many things so many times I've done that. Like, you know, I never thought I would ever run more than like 5 miles, and then one day I was like, I'm gonna run a half marathon, and I did. So I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's just like Like I can just, you know, go all in on something. And so to have a dude like who makes me happy, if I walk down the street, I'll start to realize that like my ideas that are flying at me have nothing to do with Sharespark. They have nothing to do with vlogging. It's like, oh, that's a really great restaurant to take this person to. Or, you know, it would be so cool if I showed this person that spot. Or that would be a fun date idea. You know, like all of a sudden, like, and that's something I can't control. Like my mind just works that way. And so that's why like I'm just very hesitant to have a dude in my life, because my mind will just start to like think of ideas to make them happy, you know, and it's just something that I can't afford right now. Number 4, time. So this one's obvious, short, sweet, simple. I just don't have time. And number 5, guilt. So this one I've been able to balance a lot more. In the summer, like August, early September, I really felt it to the point where I didn't think I was gonna continue. But, you know, like I said, discovering this whole like field of entrepreneurship and what I'm capable of, such a life-changing experience for me, and I'm so happy that I've made this decision. At the same time, especially in August and in the summer, there were so many times where I craved parts of that previous life, like going out with friends, or, you know, just buying new things, and you know, Fridays even. Like I don't feel that same like, oh yes, it's Friday. Like I miss that. You know, I miss having like, wow, I'm gonna have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to look forward to, because you don't have to think about work. That doesn't exist for me anymore. And you know, it was this feeling of guilt, overwhelming feeling of guilt that I would physically feel in my chest whenever I would crave those things. You know, I would always tell myself like, you know, you willingly walked away from that. This is a choice that you made. So how dare you crave those things? Like how dare you even consider, who are you to miss the things that you willingly gave up, that you knew, like you were so happy and proud and da-da-da that you were on this journey, and like, you know, who are you to even, I don't know, it was hard. It was hard. It is honestly something that like, you know, not only emotionally did I feel, physically I felt, and it was kind of this like big huge stopper in my head that, you know, I don't know, I lost days when I was in this like mental state, because it was just so hard for me to get over the guilt that I would feel. But it was hard because it was summer and like everyone was having a great time. Like, you know, I'd go on Facebook and all these people were traveling, and it's just all these things that I couldn't do anymore. And you know, I've obviously gotten through it, and like I said, I've gotten better in balancing the guilt. It's not something I feel as much anymore, but it's just a matter of reminding myself that like what I'm doing is unique, and it's not something, you know, there's a lot of joys and like positive experiences, I guess, that happen that I can't necessarily like post on Facebook. Like it's hard to, you know, if I get a comment on YouTube of someone saying like, you know, you inspired me to do this, like I resonate so much with your journey and how you're feeling, and da-da-da. Like that is priceless. Like that's something that I can't make someone say that, you know. I those comments are just made by people because I truly made an impact on them. And you know, that's not really, I don't know if it's not something to brag about, but it's not, you know, like here I am in Cancun or something. You know, a boyfriend goes along with that. I gave up the time that I would have had, I gave up the money I would have had to have a boyfriend, and you know, it's like, it's hard not to think like, okay, I could go out on a date with a guy for 3-4 hours, or I can dedicate that 3-4 hours to editing a vlog, working on my website, you know, coming up with a marketing plan, brainstorming, it's just hard for me not to feel guilty when like it's like the love of my life, my baby, or a new guy, you know? So yeah. So those are the 5 reasons why I don't prioritize dating. But if there's anything that 2016 has taught me, it's never say never. Because there's so many times where it's like, I would never, and I did. So, you know, that's why I say I don't prioritize it. I understand that love is something that you cannot control. I'm a hopeless romantic. I totally believe in that. And so, if the right dude were to come by, I wouldn't like deny them, you know? I think what it comes down to is that I'm in a point in my life where I know what I want and need from a boyfriend, and it really comes down to this: inspiration. I want someone to inspire me to be my best self, physically, emotionally, mentally, creatively. Like I really need someone to help me optimize. I mean, that's why, like, personally, I go to the gym. I, you know, try to eat healthy. I just try to optimize my brain, my heart, and my body to be able to do this, because it's like every day is a freaking challenge, you know? And so, like, that's what I would be looking for in a boyfriend. So, until that happens, I want to end this vlog by saying, you know, thank you to my friends, my family, the people who supported me, because really they do, and so do you guys. Like, you guys, everybody who's like watched me and supported me through this journey, you guys give me that emotional connection, and you fulfill that emotional need that I think any person, you know, needs as a human being. Like, if it weren't for you guys and all the lovely comments and stuff like that, I really appreciate you guys watching. So gonna end it here, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Someone sent me a message saying that they've been watching my channel for 3 months and they really appreciate the insights I share, and they even quoted me in their thesis paper, which is so amazing to hear. Thank you for sharing that. You know who you are, I won't name you, but I'm about to reply to your message, and this is what I want to do. I just want to provide value to you guys, and hopefully inspire you to do, you know, whatever it is that your goals are. So, oh, this is so nice, so nice.